strength, stamina, flexibility. Why should fitness be limited to the young?
Wow.
Eternal youth has been a quest through the ages. Is it still only a dream?
Thank you to everybody. I know not a question to ask what's it feel like to be 100. Oh, he's a jolly good fellow.
We don't know how long people can stay active for, but it's much longer than we ever used to think, certainly into the hundreds.
The brain is, in principle, I think, built to go at least as long as the known human lifespan of 122.
Calorie restriction will extend it probably to 140 to 150 years.
We can actually use this cloning procedure to reverse aging at the cellular level. For a human, for instance, that would mean that instead of having a natural lifespan of, say, 100 or 120, that would probably be extended to, say, perhaps 200 years.
Learn how we can reverse aging now.
Wow, those are some startling numbers, especially when I realize I'm not even halfway there yet. 200 years. Now, did you meet some people that were really just remarkable for their vitality in contrast to their age?
Oh, absolutely. The one that was most dramatic to me was Cliff, who you happened to meet at his 100th birthday.
Wow.
And he was a guy, one of the best discussions we had was the fact that when he was a kid, he actually remembered the very first cars coming into his town.
Wow.
He remembered people who actually were on the Titanic, and he also was vividly in awe of the fact that for the first time in human history, man could fly. And of course, he remembers the first moonwalk as well.
Wow.
He saw that within one lifetime.
Well, and that, of course, is the promise of living a long time. If you can keep your wits about you and appreciate just the progress we're making. Now, Carolisa, I want you to hold up the DVD again.
Certainly.
Before the next break, I want to make sure people know we're talking about reverse aging now. ReverseAgingNow.com. What were some of the simple and initial steps that people took that put them on a better path?
Well, attitude is I would think, is a good place to start.
It's kind of like real estate. Location, 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 attitude, attitude, attitude.
Attitude is a very good start, because once you think this is the path you want to take, you're on it. You have to want it. You have to really want it to happen, and you have to just get started and commit to it. And once you're on the path, and then once you start seeing results, people are amazed and say, oh, you know what? This is good. I've lost so much weight, and I'm beginning to look better, and my puffy eyes are going away, and things are starting to change, and I'm more motivated and inspired, and you know what? I'm kind of liking this. It's not that difficult.
Well, and what I loved was that initial starting point. How about walking? Vigorous walking. It's so easy for us to get locked up in our living rooms and stuck on the computer, and yet you even demonstrated quite clearly that people use that as their jumping off point, Paul. Just walking.
Well, the neat thing about walking is for most of us, it's something we can all do.
Right.
No matter what environment you live in, whether it's city or country or suburb, you can always just put one foot in front of another and walk down the street. And people have done that. And literally the studies have shown that just a half hour of walking a day can make all the difference. I like other more active sports, but the point is, as long as you walk, as long as you get up and move, we're not built to sit.
No, we really aren't. And of course, having productive work ahead of you is also something useful. I mean, don't think that, oh, I'm retired and can't do anything anymore. Now, it's time for a short break. When we return, we will continue our discussion on longevity, health, and fitness for seniors. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Aging in LA. Our topic today, reverse aging now. How to improve longevity, health, and fitness for seniors. Our guests are filmmakers Paul Suchecki and Carolisa Pomerantz. You know, I'm so pleased that you came in today to have this discussion and that you have product out there in the marketplace for people to access. But Paul, you mentioned this more than once here, the difference between your chronological age and your biological age. And why is that distinction so important?
The difference is important because you actually have a major effect on your biological age.
Mm-hmm.
What you do, literally every decision you make, should you have an apple as opposed to ice cream, should you have a cigarette or not, I mean, it goes right down the list of things you can do to enhance how you are biologically. Chronologically, you can't change it.
Right.
We're locked in. But when we're talking about reversing aging, we're literally talking about people who have not paid attention to how they're taking care of themselves. And they have an opportunity to take this decline that we all experience and turn it around. Now, you won't turn it around forever. You can't be 60 and suddenly become 20.
Right.
But what happens is, let's say that you're 60 and your body is actually equivalent to a 70-year-old's. You can take it back to 50.
Exactly.
And then slow it down.
And we all hear that today's 60 is the yesterday's 40. But let's take another part of the documentary that shows the differences between chronological and biological age.
As I watched my grandmother and other people gain weight, die early, as I grew older, I anticipated being active.
How did you do today?
Pretty well, 3 feet 4 inches. And I guess for a 73-year-old lady, that's not too bad.
There is a difference between chronologic age and biologic age. Chronologic age is the time since your birthday. Biologic age is how certain biomarkers of aging stack up.
How your different organ systems are aging and what we can do to intervene on that aging process by slowing it down or even reversing the aging of that particular organ system.
Cenogenics is a longevity clinic where all patients get tested for biological age.
Down their body all the way.
We see a lot of our patients coming in that are on the cutting edge of anti-aging. They are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they're scoring in their 30s. We have another group that's diametrically opposed to that, and that's normally people in their 50s and 60s just not taking care of themselves. Those are the people we'll see scoring 10 years older than they are. We're really not concerned with what their score is on day one. What we want to see is that year to year they're improving or plateauing. We know that a population left to natural devices and normal aging processes will decline year to year. So the age scan gives us a way to measure and monitor how well they're doing.
All of us decline with age in a slope that steepens. The earlier we change our lifestyles, the better. When we take steps to reverse aging, we restore wellness, feel and look better, and have more energy. We can actually start aging more slowly.
So we would compress our disease period until very near the end of our lives.
It's not the older you get, the sicker you get, but the older you get, the healthier you've been.